Hey guys, I'm just going to do a quick video on how I separate colors when I'm doing multicolor on skateboard screen printing. Okay, so I'm going to come in here, let me exit out of this real quick. Go to new. Okay, I want my image to be 22 by 18, okay? Click that, 22 inches wide, 22 inches long by 8 inches wide. Okay, I want my resolution at 300 pixels per inch, RGB color, 8-bit. Okay, I usually leave my background white. I'll hit create. Okay, I'm just gonna paste an image I did earlier. Okay, just a simple two-color process here. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna click on the very top, my selection tool. Okay, I'm gonna come down. This is it looks, probably on camera it looks more blue, but it's like a purple. I'm gonna click on that purple. I'm gonna come back up, okay? I'm gonna scroll down to the fourth icon, which is the magic wand tool. Okay, right click. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hover over the color I want to select, and I'm gonna right click. Okay, when you right click with the magic wand tool, to let you know it has selected your color, it has like these little dots around the edges that move. Okay, that means that the magic wand has selected this purple or blue color. Okay, as soon as I select, I'm going to right click my mouse and it's going to bring up a menu. Okay, I'm going to scroll down to where I see similar, right click. Okay, now every spot on my design that has this color is going to be highlighted. Okay, sometimes you'll see when you're doing like a really complex design, it's kind of missing a few places here and there. You want to check up here on the top where your tolerance is. Sometimes you have to raise your tolerance. I have mine set at 33, but sometimes I have to go up to 50. Okay, well, now that all of my purple or blue is selected, I'm going to right click one more time. Okay, the same menu, I'm going to go down to layer via copy, right click. What that did was just take all of this purple and separate it out on its own different layer. Okay, so if I come in here and I'm going to cut everything off to show you, right? Okay, so I'm going to cut my background on. These little dots here that you can click your layers on and off in Photoshop. So my background is on, right? So the layer I just did is the purple. You notice that it doesn't have the black outline, okay? Why is that? It's because we used the magic wand tool and took the purple color out of that design, okay? So I'm gonna come back over here on the side in the corner where it says layer 2. I'm gonna double click and I'm gonna rename this layer for future references, right? I'm gonna call it purple. Okay. Now, when you screen print, whether it's t-shirts, it's skateboards, anything you're trying to burn on a screen, your image has to be dark as possible, preferably dark black. Okay. In order to achieve that, to make this rebellion here black, I have to go to the side of my layer and right click. It's going to pull up this huge menu, okay? The very first is blending options, right click. Okay? I wouldn't mess with any of these. This is for bleed and blending options. You're not worried about that. You want a solid color. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click color overlay. Right now mine is automatically set to black because I do a lot of screen printing. But if I wanted to change, let's say I just wanted to come in here and change this black or this purple to like a red, I would come over here to the square, click on red. But for screen printing, I want this black. Okay, click OK. So now I've got my purple done. Okay, go back here, selection. Now I'm going to cut this layer off and cut on my original. Okay, Now I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna select the black drip right here. Go back up, hit my magic wand tool, come back down and hover over the black drip and select it. Now you can see that the outline of the R is highlighted, right? So what do? We go back and right click, go to similar. Now it's selected all of the black on my design. After that's selected, right click again and we go to layer via copy. Right click. So now I have my outline done. Okay? And since it's already black, I don't have to go in and blending options and color overlay. It's already black. If this was if this was a white outline, then yes, I would have to come back in here and make it black. Okay? So next thing I want to do is I'm going to cut my layers off, cut my original layer back on, and make what's called registration marks. So I'm going to click on the type tool, okay? I'm going to hover over, and I'm going to make a cross, okay? I'm going to select it again, come back here, and kind of place it where I want, all right? I'm going to do the same, okay? Over here. Line these up. Right here, if you notice that it's got the 3 lines, purple lines, that means my image, my crosses are lined up together. Okay. 2 more, 1 in each corner. Back up to the selector tool. Back up a little right there. Okay, 1 more here. Okay, now you notice this is telling me, all these lines is telling me that this L shape here is centered, okay? Now since my image is 22 inches long, my printer is a wide format printer, but it only will allow me to print 17 inches, okay? So I'm gonna have to take this image and split it and print each side, okay? So since I'm going to do that, I'm going to add another right at the halfway mark. I'm going to add another cross, which is going to help me line up both sides of my image. Do 1 more on the bottom. Okay. Cut. 3, 2, 1. Alright guys, now that I have my registration marks, I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to cut my original layer off. Okay. And go back and select my outline. Come up here to File, down to Print. Okay. You always want to click on Print Settings, okay? I want to make sure that my printer is reading my document size, which is 11.5 by 17. 11 by 17. Okay. Premium photo paper glossy, quality's high, and color for black grayscale. Either one works for this because we're just printing in black. Okay. So since this image is longer than my printer will allow me to print, I'm going to print these 6 letters, okay? And then when that's done, I'm going to print the other 6. Alright guys, I just printed half of my image here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to roll these L's all the way back here, but I make sure my registration marks stay, okay? And I'm gonna, now that I've printed once already, my print settings should be fine. I'm gonna print again, and I'll have my outline done. Alright, now that my outline's done, I'm going to cut off this outline layer, and I want to cut on my purple layer, okay? I'll do the same thing, come up the file, down to print. I'm going to move this over and separate this so I can print two. Okay, I'll print this, and then the next time I print will be the rest of the image. Okay, now that I'm done printing out my transfers, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape these together, okay? So it's important that I match up my registration marks, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of clear tape, okay? You do not want to use masking tape or any other colored tape because it'll burn, that tape mark will burn into your screen, okay? So I'm going to make sure my transparencies are lined up. Okay, now I've got my purple, it's set, it's ready to go. Okay, I will put this on the screen and burn it. Alright, now I'm going to do my outline. I'm going to do it the same way, okay? Line up my registration marks together. This one's a little harder. Okay, same thing, clear tape, okay? Remember, do not use a colored tape, okay? Just use clear because the clear allow the light to shine right through, okay? So, if you're looking at my logo, you'll notice that this, when properly lined up, okay, fits right in. Okay, see, notice how my registration, everything's lined up here. Okay, it fits right in the design. So if I was to screen print this, okay, let's here, I got an old school deck I'm restoring right here. Okay, so if I was gonna print this on this deck, let's say, okay, I would print, what I would do, I would put a piece of tape underneath here on your registration marks. Okay, so I'll need 6 little pieces of tape underneath my marks. Since this is my big color, okay, I would screen print the purple first. Then when I'm done with that, I would have the Rebellion in purple plus my registration marks on a piece of tape. Okay, and all I would do was match my registration marks, okay, and line up my outline to my big color, okay, and print away. Hopefully in the next week or two, I'll actually print a deck with this logo and show you how everything turns out. Appreciate watching, guys. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments, and I'll try as hard as possible to answer them. Thank you.